We are on episode 2 of season 1 of Mystery Science Theater 3000 on our journey to review all 230 episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Well, we've already done one, and this is the second one, so 228 to go. This one was released on November 18th of 1989, and they're reviewing the movie The Robot vs. the Aztec Mummy. And this is the first episode to feature a short, Radar Men from the Moon, Part 1. Radar Men from the Moon was a 1952 12-chapter movie serial, and they play many of the episodes throughout season 1. Because every Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode is 90 minutes long, when they review a movie, in this case, The Robot vs. Aztec Mummy, that's only 65 minutes long, they end up putting a short at the beginning so that it evens it out. And this one is quite enjoyable. So we start off with Joel Hodgson and the crew in their first Invention exchange.
It's time to call Joel now. The experiment has to start.
Right, I know that. Come in, Jolene, you free-floating space ferret.
Well, sirs, I'm ready for this week's Invention exchange. You know how they have airbags for cars, but they haven't invented anything yet for us motorcyclists, so I came up with this, the airbag helmet. What do you think?
Oh, great. Get Ralph Nader on the phone. And then call Gary Busey.
Then they go into the theater for Radar Men from the Moon. First thing you'll notice about Radar Men from the Moon is that while it is cheesy, this was made in 1952, it's actually pretty decently done, and it was actually the most expensive serial at the time. And Radar Men from the Moon is in the public domain, so anyone can watch it. I used to think that they would play these shorts before movies. It actually seems like for this one, they released it in 12 different chapters, so they wanted people to keep coming back to the movie theater to see each one. And it's not clear that they played it before movies. There's some places saying that it actually was its own standalone movie. With the development of television, serials ended up dying out in the 50s. But we actually get some action in this one. Because it's not a full-length movie, they really do have to make it not boring and catch your attention right away. So we get some fight scenes.
Good luck, pumpkin boy.
Take your protein pills and put your helmet on.
Window! Hey, look out. Hello, window!
Hey, boy, that was close.
I'm out of here. Oh, mommy! Oh!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are cruising at approximately 50 feet. The captain has turned off the no screaming sign, and we just emptied the washroom.
Looks like an atomic nose hair clipper.
Why do they hate trains so much?
It's not so much that they hate trains, they hate what they stand for.
Oh, that clears everything up.
Whoa. Going?
Boy, they're using a lot of breakaway chairs.
Oh, I thought that was a loose stool.
And this is for Louis Pasteur.
Nice fall.
Excuse me, may I cut in?
Another blow for science.
The host segments consist of a sort of continuing storyline about them being attacked by these hell dogs that could have been a lot funnier, except for they have this screeching noise that is always played every time these hell dogs descend on their ship.
Noise!
What is it, Joel?
Oh, I think I know what's wrong. Cambot, follow me over here. Look at them. They're seem like a bunch of demon dogs or
What are
something.
demon dogs?
Well, they're like chihuahuas, but without any flesh. And it looks like they're covering the ship. Follow me back.
We got a couple problems, Joel.
What are they, Crow?
Well, first, they're covering the ship. They're going to weigh us down. Our orbit's going to start to decay, and we'll enter Earth's atmosphere.
We're going to burn up.
So, good idea. I actually like it when they kind of have aliens, or in this case, space dogs, attack them. So they get to show more miniature shots of their spaceship. But man, this annoying noise is, well, annoying. Now we get to The Robot vs. the Aztec Mummy, which is a 1958 Mexican science fiction horror film. So you know what that means. That means we get dubbing. You see, back in the day, guys, there's a lot of movies they tried to pass off as American movies that weren't American movies, and we get terrible dubbing. Voices had to be dubbed in English, and they don't exactly match up. Editing was much harder back then. It does feature kind of a curvy mama, Rosita Arenas, that's at least okay to look at. I mean, this is the 1950s, so you gotta look at something. So the main character is Dr. Crump, and he's a mad scientist that is going to build a robot, though we don't see the robot until the very end of the film, and it is the worst part of the movie. Up until that point, it seems like this is kind of an Egyptian mummy film, way less science fiction, and really more just an Egyptian, or in this case, Aztec adventure film. And Rosita Arenas plays the character Flora, who gets put under a trance as the mummy goddess.
He was holding a knife high in his right hand. I jumped to the floor and luckily was able to hit the blade with a bullet.
Duh.
It lunged at me and its enormous hands got hold of my throat. Life was leaving me rapidly when Flora's father suddenly held a cross up in front of its face.
Which was odd because he was Jewish.
To hold the mummy at bay while we freed Flora. In a frenzy, we untied her and got her away from the stone. And then the professor ordered us to get her out of the pyramid.
Get out of the pyramid.
His tone was so adamant and I was so concerned for Flora's safety that we obeyed him blindly. But when we got out, I realized that he hadn't followed us. And
Floyd's
I decided
out.
to go back
Thank
for him.
God.
Oh, what about Opie?
In that very
And the quips here are a little better than they were in The Crawling Eye. Not every single Mystery Science Theater episode is better than the next. They have kind of their classics like Mitchell and Hobgoblins, and of course Manos Hands of Fate. But in Season 1, you are seeing them get more progressively better with their commentary. And this is a pretty bad movie, but not as bad, I don't think, as The Crawling Eye. At least it's more interesting all the way through. It does a horrendous action scene where you have this robot that looks like it was built out of a cereal box.
The Aztec of 1001 holds.
This scene is closed caption for the speed impaired.
He moves like George Burns.
He'll put you in the sleeper hold. He just breathes on you.
This whole movie's a sleeper hold.
Take 2 of these and a glass of water and you'll sleep like a baby.
Professional acting in slow motion, too.
You know, what if that the bat was trying to fool everybody and he's just got a guy in that suit? It's not really a robot at all.
He didn't put up much of a fight at all.
Oh, mummy, hold me.
I think it's really the human part of him that's failing.
Well, the human side likes the rich taste, but the robot in him loves the frosty goodness.
Whoa.
This isn't a cereal, is it?
But the mummy effects, I think, are actually pretty good. And I think this is a more enjoyable episode than the previous one, The Crawling Eye, which I think took way too long to get started in the actual movie, and there was way too much dead air. Also, the visuals on this are better than The Crawling Eye, and also the sound is better. So it's just a more enjoyable watching experience. In an interview with TV Frank, someone we haven't seen yet, he'll come in Season 2, he mentioned that he was the person at the time that would choose the movies, and that they had to scrap a lot of movies because the audio quality was so terrible. So the movies that they're actually showing in Mystery Science Theater 3000 are by no means the worst that they have in their extensive vault. There are apparently movies that were so bad they couldn't even be shown. The visuals were too distorted, and specifically, TV's Frank talked about how the sound was just unlistenable. And considering how bad the sound was in The Crawling Eye, I couldn't imagine what movies they had to reject for sound quality. But this one is a little better. Joel and the crew finally eject the demon dogs from their spaceship, and we get a cool little miniature shot, and no more of the and all is well again. That's it for episode 2. Next up is season 1, episode 3, since we're doing all of them, where they cover Mad Monster, and they actually play the second part of Radar Men from the Moon. And Mad Monster is another black and white film that's even older than this one. It's from 1942. You'll notice they do a lot of black and white movies in season 1, and then eventually do more color movies, which I think are much better. And check out our playlist for the other TV series that we've covered on this channel: Monsters, Tales from the Dark Side, Cowboy Bebop, Pet Shop of Horrors, Black Mirror, and of course, Mystery Science Theater 3000. Thanks a lot.